Hello, thank you for joining me today. How to maximize the consultant's time? This is an important question. Think about it. What does a consultant do, and how can a consultant or a coach maximize your benefit? What is it that can be done so that any client can get the most out of the consulting effort? The number one, I believe, literally, in all aspects of categories, the number one would be honesty. You see, by being honest and knowing exactly the directives that you're intending, then you can communicate that. But if you're not honest with it, if you're not able to clearly state what you want, what you are, what you need, it's very difficult for a coach, such as myself, or a consultant, to be able to help you. In order to maximize your benefit, in order to continuously give you as much as possible, and in all aspects of all endeavors that I encounter as a consultant, and to try to get you to the level where you actually benefit from that, the idea to make sure that this happens is you must be honest. That's number one. By being honest, by knowing exactly where you stand and what it is that you want to do, you'd be able to communicate that aspect. Number two is, by all means, communication. You have to communicate to the consultant, in this case myself, what is it that you want? What is it that you need? What is it that you're trying to accomplish? But this can't be just a one-time thing. I'm going to tell Hugh maybe the first month of the year what I want, and then let's keep up that goal. Because there are changes. There are all types of challenges which will occur during the year that may infringe on some of the directives that you had set forth. And therefore, as the changes come along, as many other type of opportunities will come about, your directives may change. So, honesty is number one. Communication is number two. Number three is consistency. You have to continuously want to succeed. You have to continuously have this enthusiastic way whereby you wake up in the morning and say, I want to keep up with what I have done. Now, consistency doesn't quite mean that you always have to be at the same energy level. You just want the same thing each and every day. No. Consistency means that every single morning when you wake up, you must determine clearly what your potential is, and you have to go for it. On a daily basis, you have to be able to apply some type of energy, some type of power, some types of focus to that direction. That's what consistency means. Every single day, you must do the same thing. Not to the same level, that's okay. Not to the same enthusiasm, that's alright. Because after all, there are days that are more difficult than others, given some of the challenges that occur. To give you an example, you're in a state where there's a lot of snow. It rains a lot. Or it's extremely icy on the road today. There are going to be challenges on that day that you would not see on a spring day or on a beautiful summer day. Just to get there, just to drive there, that's a challenge of itself. Therefore, on that day, you're going to experience some type of challenge or block or a directive which is going to stand right in front of you and hinder some of the directives that you had already put forth. But if you're consistent, if you're honest, if you are continuously focused on making sure that you determine that your life should be continuously growing, then you'll put effort into it, even though the amount wasn't the same. Why do I mention this? And what is the purpose of this tape? I'll tell you what the purpose of this tape is. This is all about you. This is all about your office, your clinic, your staff, your needs, your directives. What can I, as a consultant, what can I, as a coach, help you do in order to enhance your office? And this is the same message that we have to our staff. If you think about it, our staff needs to continuously come back and say to us, what can I do for you? Now, for the staff to want to do this, they have to be motivated. They have to be enthusiastically permeated with goodness and kindness and all kinds of rewards, both psychologically and physically. In other words, physical aspect is where you reward them with a pay on time or bonuses or things like this. When it comes to the psychological, are the boosters that you give them during the day, of making them feel good, of letting them know how much you care or how much you appreciate them. Now, if on their side they are honest and they are communicating with you and they are consistent with their work, you will see results. So as you can see, it's not just how I relate to you as a consultant, it's also how you relate to yourself within your staff office or how they relate to you. This honesty, communication, and consistency that we demand from each other is always an opportunity to grow. But it's necessary and vital to the growth of any single office in any kind of environment. There is a fourth level of issue that needs to be discussed and needs to be brought up. And this has to do with patience. You must have patience because at times you may not get what you want. At times you may not see the results that you wish. But again, going back to your consistency, knowing that you're consistent because you couldn't accomplish that day everything that you wanted to, with patience, you will know that the next day you'll be able to accomplish it. You know, it's interesting, and I may have mentioned this to you, to mention that to you, to some of you at times in a seminar, perhaps in a conversation. At the end of each day, given my belief and my religion, I pray. And those prayers include, at the end of each day, a rendition of everything that I have done during that day. Interestingly enough, in that prayer book that I use, I have a little sticker on the side. And this little sticker that I have says, "Tomorrow will be better with God's help." Why do I have this sticker? After all, this is the end of the day. And my prayers are to end my day. So I say during my prayers that I thank God for having given me a good day. That I hope and pray that anyone that I've hurt or in any way, shape, or form said something to perhaps have caused some animosity or any type of feelings which may be of controversial, anything that I have done that was not nice or not good, that it should be forgiven and forgotten and erased. I promise that tomorrow will be better, but I'm not sure. I don't know that for a fact. But that sticker reminds me to continuously repeat that and continuously remember that. Now you would say, well, why don't you just add that to your prayers? Well, I can't, you see, because a prayer is redundant. A prayer is something that you do on a consistency basis, and it pretty much has been written by some very holy man, very holy person who has put forth together something which is godly and holy and good, but at the same time does not give me my own expression of what I want to say. So I wanted to add these few words. And those few words that I want to make sure that tomorrow will be a greater day, and that tomorrow I hope will be a greater day with God's help, is something which I believe is necessary at the end of each day. Same thing in your office. If you think about that, not every day is a successful day. Not every day is a day that you can rah-rah and say, everything went well, I made a lot of money, I helped a lot of people, and everything went phenomenally, successfully, amazingly, stunningly, above and beyond imagination. Not every day. No. As a matter of fact, there are some days where everything will go wrong from the very beginning of the day. You get out of bed, and you'll step on something and hurt your foot. You'll go take a shower, and there's no more hot water in the water heater. You'll go downstairs to have breakfast, and there's a mess in the kitchen like you've never seen, and there's nothing left for you to eat. You'll get in your car, and the car won't start. You'll drive down the freeway, and somebody will cut you off and hit your bumper and create an accident. And by the time you get to the office, you find out that a couple other people that are supposed to be there and the meeting that's supposed to happen all fell apart because it started to snow outside. Things get worse by the hour, and you wonder, what is going on that day? The truth is, these are just challenges. If you look at them and say, what is my day all about? My day is to be able to bring about the goodness in what I'm able to do. Some of those things you can't control. So the things that you can't control, put it away to the side. Focus on the things that you can control and make those the ones that you care about. So, to maximize my time with you, to maximize my job as a consultant, to maximize my function as a coach to you, and do the same thing between you and your staff, between the staff and you, so that all people working together can communicate and better accommodate to each other's needs, you must be honest. Honest with what you can do and to what aspect you can develop. You must be continuously communicating that information. At all times, you must be consistent and keep it up. And last but not least, on all of those things that are being done, you must have patience. Because with patience, everything in the world will come in its right place. I hope you have a great day, and may God bless you with goodness, with happiness, with joy, and everything that you need. And remember, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, and you've tried your best, that's all that's expected of you. Have a great evening, because tomorrow will certainly be a much better day. Thank you.